So I have questions for Adi which I've obviously not discussed with him, and this is completely unfiltered episode. So the questions that he has: how to choose the right partner, how should they go about finding the right partner, what are the green flags and red flags of finding your right partner. So that's something that we're going to discuss about. And let's start with you, Adi. Well, hello everyone, welcome back to Keep It Real with Aish and Adi. And today we have a spicy topic to talk about. So I have questions for Adi which I've obviously not discussed with him, and this is completely unfiltered episode. So the questions that he has is in my mind. So he's going to hear it with you for the first time.
I'm excited. I'm a little nervous as well, but hopefully it's not too difficult.
So this is one of the things that people ask me on Instagram, which is, how did I meet you? And they say that I have an amazing partner, which I do agree with. And I think that's a question that a lot of people want to learn about, is to how to choose the right partner. How should they go about finding the right partner? What are the green flags and red flags of finding your right partner? So that's something that we're going to discuss about. And let's start with you, Adi. So before you met me, we met each other on this app called Dilmil. So what were the green flags that you saw about me which made you actually come from Pittsburgh to New York to come and meet me?
Hold up. Can we back up to the part where I'm amazing? I think
Okay.
you spoke about it, and I need to first of all let me spend some time shining in the spotlight.
Okay, he wants some spotlight.
But
okay.
anyway, obviously I'm kidding, and I'm very grateful that you and your followers see me in that light.
But I do want to give him the spotlight, which is very, very deserved spotlight. The reason why everybody's amazed because I have such an amazing partner is because he's super supportive with everything that I do. Not a lot of people know this, but I never intended to be a creator. I feel like today the data science gal that you see is all thanks to him. He's the brains behind it. He's the Wozniak, I'm the Jobs, if we can call ourselves that. But he's the brains behind it. I'm just the person in front of the camera. Everything from working with my team on ideation to working on design, every single thing, he's part of the entire process. So all thanks to him, to whatever I've been able to build.
No, I mean, you definitely give me too much credit. I don't think I have been as involved in your journey. I definitely sort of nudged you in that direction because you expressed interest in expressing yourself. So I felt like this would be something that you would be good at. I nudged you in that direction, but definitely it's all credit. 90% of the credit is all you. It's you who has to come and present yourself in front of the camera, talk to the world. That's the hard part. Honestly, it's not the stuff that goes behind as much. But yeah, no, I'm glad we are able to think of this think of the social media thing as a collection, as a collective, right? It's the two of us. It's not just you doing it by yourself. I like that. We also that also keeps my brain running. Because you obviously you want to do, you are focused on your day job, but then you need something, right, to keep you going, like a passion or a creation. It's sort of like a creative side. So that keeps me going as well, to sort of think about ideas and stuff that you can put on your social media. So that's like a what is your creative side that I get to explore. In terms of, now back to your question.
What was the green flag that you saw in me?
So I mean, I'll have to I'll have to jog my memory to.
Dude, did you forget how we met?
No, it's not about that. It's more, I'm trying to think of a specific moment or a specific thing that sort of triggered. I think what is the biggest green flag, and this is again very personal for me, is it is important that your goals sort of align. So when I met you, I saw that you were also super career oriented, super career focused. You were interested in a lot of things that I was interested in, like travel and exploring places, hiking, being outdoors, stuff like that. So that got me interested. And also I saw that you were very independent, you were super career focused. And what I like to see in a partner is, I like to see them as, I want somebody who's my equal, right? In every way. And in fact, not only equal, probably even better than me. Actually, that would be the best. If my partner is better than me in every way, that will be the best, because you get to learn from them every single day. So 100%, that's the best thing. And what I saw that, okay, you were so independent, you were killing it in your career, you could take care of yourself, you never needed anybody to take care of yourself. It's more of like, a teamwork or like a partnership, right?
Yeah.
So I really felt that the moment that I met you and we started like, spending our initial days together. And that's when I realized, okay, yes, like this is something that I could see myself doing like many years into the future as well. It's a strong foundation for building something together. So obviously, I mean, there's stuff like physical attraction and looks and things like that, which obviously matter. Like I do not discount that ever. And obviously when I met you, I was also like just 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So early 20s, definitely like looks, physical attraction, those things matter. But I feel like when you're choosing a life partner, like there's a lot more than that.
Yeah.
That you need to account for. So yeah, those were some of the green flags from my perspective.
Yeah, I'm just like sharing this because we had seen this podcast where Warren Buffett was talking about, like how a life partner is the biggest decision of your life. It can really make or break
100%.
your like entire life
100%.
trajectory. Yeah, I definitely like feel that very strongly with you because I personally, again, like now talking about like the green flags that I saw with him, I used to think that, guys are not very good at communication, or like that's what the general norm is, that hey, men are not very good at communicating. And he was amazing at it, like amazing at communicating. Like most of our fights, if you even like call them fights, is resolved in like 15 minutes of us arguing with each other because we are so communicative with each other. And I feel like most of the time the best part that I like about each other is like before starting to like love each other or like get into a relationship, from a relationship standpoint, we became friends. Like we became like really good friends. Like we loved hanging out with each other. I loved discussing all of my work stuff with you, and that was probably like the biggest thing for me. And so I feel like I wanted that little bit of space for myself, and I feel that maybe that's why you like working with me, because that gives you more time to spend with me. Is that true?
Oh yeah, okay. So definitely the key to your heart is through work, and working with you and partnering and empowering you for sure. And like I definitely agree. But broadly speaking, right, taking sort of our example out of the way.
Yeah.
Of course, everyone has their unique preferences. But generally, I 100% agree with what Warren Buffett said, right? It's the best investment decision you can make. Like not only you're literally investing a big chunk of your time and energy into a person. So it's probably the most important investment decision you're going to make in your life, is to invest your time and energy with hopefully the right person. Obviously, you cannot everyone goes into a relationship thinking it's going to be for the good. But like being able to find somebody who you're able to build a strong foundation with really sets the tone for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So I 100% agree with that. But yeah, I mean that's my perspective generally is especially for men.
Yeah.
Who are in their early, like 20s, or like even late 20s, trying to find the right partner to spend your life with. 100% look for somebody who can contribute equally to the family as you can, so that like you can lean in on each other when the times are tough. It is important to find somebody who is your equal, or as I mentioned, even better than you, so that you can learn something from them. You also build up your personality. You also do well in your career. Like you can learn from your partner. So that's what I feel was the biggest green flag for me. And I generally feel like my friends who have also followed the same path in their life have had amazing relationships. And I think that's probably what that's my general recommendation for
Yeah.
any men. Yeah.
So I'll ask you one more question. This is probably something that I feel like people make a mistake in their early 20s, or like their first few relationships, to be specific, is get into the wrong relationship just because they want to be in a relationship. I cannot tell you the number of times that I have found my friends doing that. Again, like I don't think I'm a very good example of talking about relationships because I haven't had a lot of them. But what I've seen is like rushing into a relationship without knowing too much about somebody. or that's the kind of red flags that I have seen when relationships don't end very well. But what are your, like, based on your experiences or what you've seen, what are some of the red flags of, like, hypothetically, if you were to date today, these are some of the things which will be like big red flags, and like you'll not pursue that relationship.
Okay, so that's two different questions, right?
Okay.
Like, one is what you think when you are in your teens and, like, your early 20s. I think it is important to make some mistakes.
Okay.
Like, otherwise you will not know when you meet the right one. You will try to, if you meet somebody for the first time much later in life,
Yeah.
you would think this is the benchmark of relationships.
Fair.
So it is very important, I feel.
Yeah.
It is very important to I would not use the word explore, but then
Dated enough.
it's no, again, dating or having romantic relationships is very personal, but I think it is important to know what's out there and try to find something that works for you.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you don't, like, even explore, or like, you don't try to build relationships at all,
Yeah.
in being scared, or like, you're like, oh, like maybe it's too wrong, that is
Yeah.
also the wrong approach.
Fair.
Very early on
Fair.
in your life.
Fair.
Right? So definitely it is important, I feel, to sort of observe and, like, learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
and make the right decision eventually. In terms of what are red flags, it is very different for me now versus
Yeah.
what it was back then.
Okay.
Right? Because as I said, like, back then it's a very different mindset. Like, you are not looking for any commitment or, like, long-term relationship when you are younger you don't know. It's not like you go into it not looking, but then you don't know where the future holds.
You're not
right?
thinking about
Yeah,
it
I mean, you don't know
actively,
where which country you're going to be in. You don't know what will be your job situation, location. There's so many things, like, you
Yeah.
don't think about it. At
Yeah.
that point, it's just being with somebody at that point in time,
Yeah.
right? And not really thinking so much into the future. But obviously, I think biggest red flag for me is being immature. I think that's like super big red flag. I feel now, especially.
Yeah.
I think most people who are like around like the 30 mark already, that's a big red flag for them. Is to be immature, like tied up on like things that don't matter in the long run, not having like some sort of vision into the future. I feel like that is also a big like red flag for me,
Yeah.
especially now.
Yeah.
Like you need somebody who can sort of plan you can plan the next 2 to 3 years with.
Yeah.
Especially when you are like 30.
Yeah.
Like you definitely want that. It again, that's what I said. It depends like what age you are in.
Yeah.
Once you're starting to look for somebody more serious in terms of spending your life with, it is 100% important to meet somebody that has some vision, has some goals, some sort of sense of what they want to do.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest red flag for me.
Yeah. Fair.
So I'm sure. So that's my perspective. I'm sure there are a lot of female viewers on
Yeah.
your social media and like folks who follow and probably ask these questions on your Instagram. Is like how do we find the right partner?
Yeah.
So keeping me aside, broadly, what are your perspectives on like finding the right partner? How should young women, especially, I want to hear from you as a young ambitious woman who is like super focused on your career, super focused on like really making a difference in the world.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Like for
Yeah.
like really doesn't have a lot of time to meet people, or like
Yeah.
doesn't have a lot of
Yeah.
time to invest in relationships that are not worth it.
Yeah.
What is your perspective in terms of how your followers, or especially women,
Yeah.
should go about finding the right partner?
So I would say like one of the red flags, I'll start with that. One of the biggest red flags for me, and like a mistake that I have also personally done, is putting your partner above you. I feel like that's the biggest mistake, and I don't do that at all. Like, whether it be you, whether it be my mom, whether it be your parents, I feel like till the time I am not happy, till the time that my mental space is not good enough, I'll not be able to cater to you, or like to our parents in general. So I prefer to put myself first, make sure that I am happy, I am mentally stable, I am taken care of, and that's when I can like nurture relationships which is outside of self. So one of the mistakes that I have done is putting the other person above me and trying to like please them, even though like I was not happy in that situation. So that's something that I would highly recommend avoid. And especially when you're young, I feel like you are in this mental space of like, pleasing everyone around you, and like you'll go above and beyond doing things which doesn't make you feel happy about, but like you're just like trying to satisfy the other person, or like trying to do things which makes them happy. So that like starts eating up on your own self confidence. The other thing that I will highly recommend avoiding is, in a relationship, I personally believe that there is nothing called as a 50-50. At different points in time, like, one person is probably holding on the relationship more compared to the other person. Like in one of the podcasts, Michelle Obama was also talking about this, and I completely agree with that. Is that it's never 50-50. It's always like, one person is trying to do more than the other person, and that keeps changing. Like that's what like creates a balance in a relationship. And I feel that at any given point in time, you have to have utmost respect for your partner. You can have fights, you can have disagreements, whatever is happening, but the day that you lose respect for the other person, like there is no saving grace for that relationship. So what I have I've like experienced, or like one of the things that I have learned is that if the other person does not make you shine, they don't make you feel that, like they are the biggest cheerleader for you, if they dim you in any way, or like they try to like put you down in any way, that's like, just get out of it right then and there. Like there is so much out there for you. Like I would rather stay single and just work on myself and build that space for myself where I'm happy being alone. That's what I was doing, like, before I met you. I was so happy being alone. I was like, I was the best company that I've ever had. I would go on like solo like trips in and around like New York. I'll just do my things my own way. I'll watch things on my own. Like I used to be so happy by myself. And that's when I felt that, like it's a good time to find a partner, because I myself am very happy, and like I'm in a very good mental space. I think that's very important. Like you should start enjoying your own company. If at any given point you feel that, hey, like, you have an urge to be with somebody, you have an urge to always be around someone, or you have an urge for being acknowledged by somebody, or you have an urge to find company, I would say take out time. Be okay with yourself. Like spend a little bit of your time on like finding things that are your hobbies, things that you love, things that you're very passionate about. Because what I've realized in a relationship is that if a person by themselves are not self-sufficient, you will not be able to hold the relationship for long enough. So that's something that
that's actually a very good point. Something that I've learned from you actually, because I have been guilty of doing this in the past, like to always have friends, to always be surrounded by company. If I was not having friends or not having company, that would affect my mental health. Like I feel it's very important to be okay being alone.
Yeah.
To love your own company.
Yeah.
That makes you the strongest person ever.
Yeah.
Like you don't need validation from anybody. Your friends, your partner, like nobody else should be. Like your self-worth should not be dependent on anybody else's opinion. That's something that I have learned a lot personally being with you, and I'm still sometimes work on it. Because I like being social, I like being out, I like meeting people. So it's hard, but then I also feel it's important to not make your life all about that.
Yeah.
It is important to figure out what you really want. Find a partner essentially whom you could just enjoy the company with, and you don't care about much else. Like and I also feel like it's very it's great if you find a partner early on, finding the right partner, because then you can focus on other things.
Yeah.
Like that part is taken care.
Yeah.
You just forget about it. That person's going to be home waiting for you. You focus on your career, like you do whatever you want. That person focuses on their career. The relationship part is sorted.
Yeah.
So that's why I definitely agree. Right, coming back to the original point, the best investment of time and energy you can make is finding the right right partner.
And now I have $1 million question, or if not $1 billion question. And this is something that we were discussing with one of our friends recently, which is like, as busy professionals, how do you go about finding the right person for yourself? And I have my unique perspective on it, which I was also sharing with my friend, but I would love to first hear it from you.
Yeah.
That dating app is like one of the options. That's definitely like one of the things that you could do. But what would be like, what are some recommendations that you would have for people um, to find the right partner? And secondly, let me complete the second part of the question, which is like, let's say people are meeting other folks on a dating app. One of the challenges that I find about dating app, it is extremely shallow, right? Like, and that's how it is designed to be, which is where you can just see the person's picture, you can read up a little bit about them, but everybody tries to put themselves in the best light. So it's hard to figure out, like, if you have say like 10 matches, which one to pursue, or like, you know, which one to invest your time in. So like, what are your recommendations for?
I mean, I don't know. It's been a while since I've been in the dating game. But I mean, I don't think any means. There's no right means, right? Like you can use pretty much everything at your disposal, whether it's dating apps, meeting people at work, like going out for activities. Like there's a lot of like I forget the name of the app, but there's a meetup app which is very active in like Bay Area, New York, where you can just go on like kayaking, hiking, like stuff like. And mostly these apps are singles who are typically signing up for these activities because they're trying to build a network.
Yeah.
So those are great ways to find somebody, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's any wrong way to find somebody. Pretty much use every means at your disposal.
Yeah.
But it's also important not invest. Once you go on like any date or you meet somebody, if you know it's not going in the right path, better to end it rather than just continuing down the path and then like becoming complicated. Better that you call it quits immediately. Keep a short commitment, call it quits, say that this person is not right for me, or just end it there and move on. Like I feel it is very important. We are busy professionals. You don't have you. I would recommend not wasting time and energy into a dead end. It's better that you move on and work yourself to find the other, like hopefully the person that you will be with.
Spoke like a true Silicon Valley professional.
It's not. I mean, I don't know.
No,
I've not been in Silicon Valley or dated in Silicon Valley or New York. But that is what I would do if I was dating right now. Is to not waste a lot of time and energy into it. I think I know what your answer is going to be, but
we've been discussing this with our friend. But I mean, like hypothetically, if I had not met you on Dil Mill back in 2020. One of the ways that I think that I would have liked to meet a partner, or like one of my hypothetically, I feel like that would have been a good way to find a partner, or I do recommend like busy professionals, because this is a personal thing to me, because I get very energized when I'm talking about work, I'm talking about career, I have like similar interests with somebody. So I was recommending my friend to like go looking for partners at conferences. Again, like not in a creepy way, I don't know, like it's not in a creepy way that like you're just walking around in the conferences trying to like find a life partner, but it's a easier place to meet people who have similar interests, who are career driven, or who are working in your field, or solving the low hanging fruits of like are they in the same location, are they in the same field, do they have similar interests? So those are like the things that come on top of my mind. Again, like I love talking about work to people, so that was like my recommendation, is just like to fellow highly career oriented folks, that go find your partner at conferences, sign up for more meetups. If you're in Silicon Valley, New York, like any of the tech hubs,
get off Dil Mill and go to LinkedIn. I'm pretty sure you looked up.
Go to LinkedIn. Yes, I did look him up on LinkedIn.
My LinkedIn first.
Of course. I did look him up on LinkedIn because it's very important that I meet somebody who's also like equally career driven. So I did look him up on LinkedIn before
so not having a LinkedIn profile would have been a big red flag. I don't think anyone doesn't have a LinkedIn profile, but suppose you meet someone, they don't have a LinkedIn, it's a red flag. Okay.
Yeah, if hypothetically I was in the dating market and you don't have a LinkedIn profile, then it's not gonna happen.
Or if you have no picture on your LinkedIn profile. Yeah, no, that is definitely interesting. I think I sort of taking your point and making it broader is the meetup thing that I was mentioning, right? Like that, as you said, the good point you made is that takes away the location and like stuff like that. You can clear that off right when you meet them. I mean, definitely conferences. I don't know how much, because conferences, a lot of I don't know how many singles attend conferences. There are a lot of startup events actually in the Bay Area and New York, where a lot of most of the startup founders are in their early 20s dating. So that would be a good place to find. I don't know about like broad tech conferences, because a lot of people are much older, but then startup events, I think, is a great place.
Yeah,
Like,
startup events
yeah.
are great. Like on Luma, if you just look for like Luma slash SF, I'm sure like it's the same for
Yeah.
like other cities as well. You can find a lot of
Yeah.
events, a lot of tech events. Like there's meetups, late hour parties. There's a lot of stuff going on. That's interesting. Also, the reason I was telling my friend this is because when you have met somebody on a dating app, they present themselves to you in a certain way because
Yeah.
like the expectation is that
You don't know their intentions.
you don't know their intentions, you don't know what their reality is, or like just how
especially,
they are.
Especially as a woman, I think it's hard.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean like from a conference perspective again, like I don't know why I'm pigeonholing on the conference, but any event or like meetup, tech event, like meetup perspective, you when you meet somebody, they're mostly gonna be in their unfiltered self because either of you are like not really at that place to look for a partner. So if something clicks, it clicks. Then you go for
if
like
you met
coffee
your
chat.
partner at work, then comment below, drop a comment.
Oh yeah, like if you met your partner at work. A lot of people think we met at work, but
yeah,
it
a lot of
wasn't
people,
the
because
case.
we worked at Google together.
Yeah.
That's why. But yeah, a lot of people have asked me that. But no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good strategy, right? Like
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good. But yeah, any other like closing relationship thoughts, advice from you?
Closing relationship thought and advice is I think like the same way that again like this is just my style of explaining things, like similar to how you reinvent a startup, you have to keep trying new things, you have to keep diversifying the things that you're doing at a startup. It's always a reinvention for any company, any product at a startup. I feel that's the same for a relationship, that you never want the relationship to feel dull. You have to constantly like invest in each other. Like there are days when like he feels very dull about something, and then like I'm fueling him up. Like there are days when I feel like really sad about something, or like I'm not feeling motivated, where he fuels me up. So and like between us we also like try to do a lot of new things together, which is like exploring new activities, trying like new hobbies together. Yeah, I mean like that's something that you have to keep reinventing. And I mean like the last tidbit that I would say is communication is such a big thing. Like my god, I cannot explain this. We were watching some movie recently, and I think they were having like some couple issues, and both of us were just like talking to each other that, dude, why are they not talking to each other? Like, why are they not communicating? This is such a small. Yeah, it's such a lot of the problems I feel like can be solved with just being open to each other. And maybe one last thing that I will say, and like something that you thank me for, is do not discuss your relationship with anybody, whether it be your parents, whether it be your friends. I recommend do not discuss your relationship details, because nobody is in your relationship. It is just two of you who are part of your relationship. So whatever things you have, like whatever arguments you have, like it's better to resolve them amongst the two of you, because as soon as you start involving other people, you get unnecessary opinions. They are not part of the situation. They don't know anything about you. Like they only know what you're telling them, and they only know one side of the story. So they'll have opinions, they'll have like, they might instigate you in a certain direction which is not right. They might be reinforcing your thoughts because what you're telling them is something that they're telling you back. So highly recommend, like as adults especially, like please resolve your relationship issues with each other, unless it's like something which is a dire situation, which is like terribly toxic. That's when like I think like you can seek help. But basic arguments or like whatever disagreements, I think it's very important that you solve between the two of you.
Yeah, no, all great points, right? 100% agreed. My closing thought would be, a lot of people, they end up finding the right one and then waste too much time and let them go. Like that is literally, I would recommend, don't waste time in your life. Even if it's in your early 20s, you find somebody, everything clicks, it's great, just stick it. Like just the dating market is hard, from what I hear from my single friends. Is it's not easy to find the right partner. So if you found someone, especially like you dated someone, you built a relationship, and you see at least like this person is aligned with most things with you, and you see a good thing with them, there's happiness, there's positivity, just don't let them go. Like don't think about, is there something better out there, is there, should I be dating more? Like no, if you find the right person, seal the deal. Like don't waste time, continue building on that relationship and start to build a foundation for a good life together. Like that is the like I can't tell the number of people who have made mistakes in this. Like you should make sure that once you find the right one, don't let them go. So that's my closing thought.
That's how he sealed the deal. Well, thank you everyone for like watching this 6th episode. We were talking about a lot of stuff today, but as I always say, that if you have ideas about things that we should discuss, we always try to have these unfiltered conversation. None of this is planned. None of like either of don't know about any of the questions that we're going to discuss. So this happens so that you can get like our honest and unfiltered thoughts about stuff. So if you have any questions, please drop that in the comments below. We would read them, and we'll try to like incorporate those topics in our upcoming videos, in our upcoming podcast. And make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so that you know that every week I'm dropping this episode. So you come and see this again.
Awesome. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the next one.